So I think we've got it going here. We're going to give everyone like another minute to get their sound up and
Yeah, there's like a 3-second delay, but we're good.
okay, cool. Yeah, that's the nature of Google Hangouts for sure. The delays. That's actually a good delay. Sometimes there's like a 20-second delay. Which delay. So thank you guys for being here. We are going to let people come in, and then I'll introduce our awesome team for the night, and it's going to be a fun night. I hope everyone's got some sort of beverage that's delicious. I'm sort of in a hot chocolate mood because there's now 3 feet of snow outside my window, which is, I just stopped shoveling at like 9 a.m. All
We
right.
don't get to know where we're at.
Yeah, well, we do. I'm kind of jealous of all those that don't have snow. So I just want to welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. This is a webinar called Your Website Equals Your Success. My plan for the evening is to sort of give some basic webinar branding stuff, and then we're going to dive into some musicians' websites. Thank you to everyone who submitted. I went through about 95 websites. And I chose people's websites based on not whether they were good or bad or had a lot to work on or they were perfect, but really just what can they offer in terms of making some really good points about developing your website. So we have some other artists here, and I'll introduce them as we go along. I also have Suze Polinsky with me. She is the Rockstar Advocate, and she is a coach and awesome person that you need to know in the music business world. And she has a very cool book called The Rock Star Life Planner, which is like not just it's like a calendar on steroids. It's like a calendar and a coach, and I love it. And she's going to post a link to that because it's a great resource. But Suze is moderating the chat. So below this webinar, there's a chat box. So if you have any questions, or if you want to post any links or share anything with anybody. We're not going to use it for promotional stuff. At the very end, everyone can post their website, but we want to just keep that clear. So if there's something that Suze wants to communicate, if there's a link that I say, she's going to share that. So just go ahead, and it should be just type and enter, and it's pretty simple. So Suze is moderating that. So thank you, Suze. So we're going to get started with some basic branding and website stuff. So I'm going to switch over here to a little presentation I have for you guys that goes like this. All right, if you can't see that, let me know. So you should see a screen that says Your Website Equals Your Success with Cheryl Banglehart, and that is me. So just to sort of set the foundation here, you are in the right place. Oops, I'm hearing some stuff there. Okay, so you are in the right place if you are someone who has a website but wants to make it better, has a website but you can't edit it, or you don't have access to edit it, like you hired a friend a couple years ago and they moved to Taiwan and you can't get in touch with them for some reason. Or if you're someone that doesn't have a website, but you know that websites are important and you're just looking to build it the right way from scratch. Or if you want to make your website a more effective marketing tool. So you just want to sort of work off of what you have and work it well. So that's kind of what we've got here. So I think most people fall into that category. So you've come to the right place. So let's see, I got a note to make it full screen. It is full screen. All right. I don't know why it wouldn't be full screen. Let's try it one more time. Full screen. Full screen? All right, we'll try that.
Oh, okay. Cheryl.
Keeping going here. Today we're going to cover the basics like colors and fonts and graphics and placement of all of this stuff on your website. We're also going to cover how to organize your website to express what you want. And this is a really important thing. We're going to talk a lot about having your website express what you want. We're going to talk about the do's and the don'ts of great websites and how to spend very little time making your website have a big impact. We're also going to make sure that it's working for you, like it's not taking away from the stuff that you really want to be doing. So I'm going to take one more second to make sure that all the tech on this is working. And go back to my screen share. Hey again. Hi to everyone that's joining us. And let's go back into this this little thing here. Click the right red button next to the mic. Hold on. Suze is so awesome, you guys. Suze is moderating the chat, and she is like making everything awesome. Next to the mic to hide participants. Oh, I don't even know how to do that. The red.
So share your. Can you hear me now?
Oh, hold on a sec. Wait, Sue, say that again.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right, share your screen, and then a little red button will pop up at the top to hide participants once you share the screen.
Start screen share. Present to everyone. I don't see a little red button. Well,
yeah, go over it with your mouse.
I'm over my mouse. All right.
See at the top where the mic, the video, the setting icons are?
Those all went away. Oh, well. Can you guys deal with it? Is it really small? Is that the problem?
Yeah.
So small. Okay, hold on. Let's try. We'll just move this to a different screen. And I'll just share the screen. And we'll share desktop 1. We'll try this. So hold on. It's going to be like, oh my God, so many people. And now we do this. No, that's not going to be it. Well, I think what we're going to have to do is, I don't know how to hide the participants, you guys. I'm so sorry. So it's not showing up here. That's for sure. All right. I'm going for it. This is it. I'm going to keep just going here. And honestly, you don't really need to see the slides anyway. It's basically what I'm saying. It just looks fancier. So today, like I said, we're coloring the fonts and the graphics and all that jazz. And we're going to cover how to organize, do's and don'ts, spending a little time, making sure your website is working for you. Okay, I'm sorry if this is really, really tiny for people. So you just have to wing it and, you know, listen, I guess. So some ground rules. So like I said, I went through about 95 websites that you guys submitted to be featured on this webinar. Oh no, I said 100. And I saw a lot of common things. So here's some things that I saw that I just want to lay out right now so we don't have to talk about them every time we come to a website that you do not want to do or that you definitely do want to do. Do not have music automatically playing. That is the first thing that someone will do to click out of your site. If they can't find that off button easily, even if they can, it is a big deterrent. And that is like market research today. Everyone always has multiple windows open. There's no good reason to have your music playing automatically. Do not have a red font over a black background, period. It is impossible to read. It looks very, very dated. You should have a very specific reason why you have a black background. And we can talk about that in a minute, but you never want to have red over black. It's just impossible to read. Do not embed a Google Calendar to use as your performance calendar, your show calendar. It's very hard to brand. It's very hard to make it look cool and sleek with the rest of your website. There are tons of free apps out there and websites where you can post all your shows, like Bands in Town. You know, if you have one that you like that you've used, you can feel free to type it in the chat box. But Google Calendars just look, they're impossible to read. It looks very personal. It's weird, so don't do that. If you are using a website and you have not paid for it, like Weebly or Wix, or there's a bunch of free versions, but they put a banner on the top that looks super unprofessional. So do splurge for the $100 a year for a website host. That's like the average cost, between $100 and $130. I actually have a relationship with Bandzoogle, which I think is one of the best sites for musicians. And they sponsor all of this work that I'm doing when I do webinars and courses and things like that. So there is a link that you guys can use that is exclusive to you. You can try it out for a month, but you also get 15% off for the year. So it's actually I think it's just under $100 if you end up deciding that you do want to use it. So that link, Susan's going to type that link in. So check out that if you think that you want to start from scratch or play around with a different platform, or, you know, that sort of thing. The last thing I noticed is that there are many of us, many musicians that do multiple things. Like we are composers and we're performers, or we are producers and engineers, or we are, you know, there's a couple of things. And the people that have a couple things, you want to really organize your website well so that people get who you are right when they land on your website. So do not have a scrolling site where it's one page and you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling to get all the information. It's very hard to read. I like scrolling sites if they have a very clear purpose. So if you do multiple things, that's really makes it really hard. So maybe you're wondering, maybe you're not, like why you should even listen to me. So let me just quickly introduce myself and then we will dive into this stuff. So hi, I'm Cheryl. I'm a singer-songwriter. I've come out with 4 records. I've had over 40 TV commercial placements. I've toured all over the United States and Europe, 7 times in Switzerland for some reason. And I fan funded my last 2 records, which both raised over $20,000 each. I'm also a composer. I actually got my start in advertising, so I can kind of geek out on branding forever. I've done over 60 scores for the website collegehumor.com. I've done a dozen documentaries and short films and a bunch of commercials, including Ziploc and Honey Nut Cheerios and Kia. And I'm also a consultant and a coach. So I got my start in advertising. So I do like to talk about branding. And I think it's really important for small businesses and entrepreneurs and musicians to incorporate branding the same way, like have a strategy like the big companies do. It's not just for those big companies. And I do have over 700 hours of career coaching training so that I can be more effective at delivering this information. It's not just about stuff that worked for me and that I'm sharing with you. It's really like, let's talk about where you are, where you want to be, and how I can help you close the gap. So I get it. Like the struggle is real as a musician. So just to tell you a little bit of my story, I could barely pay my rent in Harlem. I was touring and making records, and that was costing way more than what I was making. I had odd jobs and a day job, and I had no time or energy. I was a bouncer. I was a personal trainer. I did some random modeling things. I was working as a composer at a jingle house, and like all this time I was taking a lot of time off to go tour. And I also really, really thought that I needed someone to find me to be a success. So I'm here, like any sort of walls you've hit or plateaus, I've been there, I get it. And the big shift for me happened, honestly, is when I saw that my website felt like home. Like I knew I found my groove when I went to my website and I'm like, this is me. And so that's what I want to give to you guys. Like the second you can get really organized about what your music career looks like and you can express that on a website and share it with the world and attract the right fans, you start to get that confidence in yourself. You start to be able to talk really clearly about what you're doing, and it attracts the right jobs. It attracts more gigs. People like to be around people who are clear. So we're going to talk quickly about brand consistency. So your brand is your website. It's your colors. It is not necessarily your album cover. I get this question a lot. Like if you have a new record coming out, do you have to redo your whole website? And I used to think I had to do that. And the answer is no. It's just another project under the umbrella of everything you're doing. So don't worry about, oh, I have this old record, but the colors are different than this new record. We're talking about you as a human being, as a musician. Like, what do you want to put out there? So your branding works for you in 2 ways. The first way is it helps to attract the right fans, and it tells those fans what to do. So branding includes the obvious stuff, right? Like graphics, colors, fonts, social media header images, Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, YouTube, all the graphics. Logo, if you have one. I know some bands have one. It also includes your organization, how you organize your website. How easy is it to navigate through? How many clicks do we need to use in order to get to what I want to do on your website? Branding also includes your email signature, things, anytime you put anything out there, and how you talk about yourself and your music, what you're posting on social media, how you talk when you call up a venue that you want to be booked at. So branding reflects what you want most. So if you don't know what you want and you're just sort of throwing spaghetti to the wall and seeing what sticks, that's kind of what your branding is going to look like and feel like. And people are going to be like, what does she want? I don't know. So it's not going to really get those people to become fans. It also reflects your purpose, like who you are as a human being, like who are you trying to attract? What kind of relationships do you want to have? If your branding says that, and we'll get into this in a second, then you don't have to say that. You can talk more about the stuff you've got going on, like your shows or your new record or your new music video. You don't have to say, look, this is what I'm committed to. I really stand for this in the world. Like you don't have to say all that because your branding is going to do that for you. It reflects who you are. So one quick example, I love these guys, the Gage brothers. So I host this MX4 course, which I'll tell you a little bit about later, but these guys were in this course, and they are brothers, and they realized that their brand is family, and they weren't utilizing that. So now anytime you go to their show, their website, their Twitter, they're like, hey, join our family, join our mailing list. And this is what their I think this is their Twitter header looks like. You look like you're looking at a family album, and it's very consistent branding. Their logo is there. They have this warm yellow colors everywhere. It doesn't need to be identical to the album or whatever, but you sort of get this brand consistency. So let's go to our artists who have offered to have their site reviewed. After we go through these, I'll give you some special stuff to help you look at where you are now with your music and where you want to be. And then, time permitting, we'll do a speed round of website feedback for as many people as possible. So if I tweeted at you yesterday or sent you an email, you know who you are. I have your websites ready to go. So I'm going to try to be super speedy. So I'm going to get out of this thing and come back to the Google Hangout here. Am I back? Am I back? All right. So we're going to start with, dun, dun, dun. Let me see who we are starting with. Ashley Ludlow. So Miss Ashley Ludlow, how about this? It's ashleyludlow.com. So Suze, if you want to type that into the chat box. So if for some reason the screen share doesn't work, people can look at it on their own and just sort of listen in on the background to this. So Ashley, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. Yay.
Awesome. So I'm just going to switch right back over to Ashley's site. And hold on. Why is this just giving me all of the problems today? Start screen share. Okay. Can you guys see that? So, Ashley, I love this homepage. Like, I land here, I'm like, oh, it's so clean. I like white space. I'm a big fan. It also makes it really, really clear right off the bat that you're a musician. Do you know that I go to a lot of musicians' websites and I can't tell that they are musicians from the home screen? Like, I have to click around to figure it out, which is kind of bananas. So I love that. I get that from the picture here. I get that from the fact that in the menu, it says music, video, custom songs, blog, contact. So great. Perfect. Oh, and I also like that there are some scrolling images. So I can sort of like see, oh, what are my options? But I don't even need to click on anything and I already have options. So fabulous, right? I also get that there's like a whimsicalness just by the font you've chosen for your name. Like, I get right off the bat, like, you're not a death metal band. Like, cool, clear, got that. So I don't even need to, I could guess. I'm like, okay, she's a piano player. I can see that from the photo. You know, I sort of get that. Then right off the bat here, give the gift of song. I see give the gift of song, learn more about custom songs, and I see custom songs up here. So my guess, and I'm going to do this with everyone. So right off the bat, Ashley, tell me, is the number one thing that you want for your career right now is to write custom songs and get paid to write custom songs for people?
You know, it's funny. I feel like I evolve a lot, but yeah, that has been the main focus for the last probably year and a half. I'm kind of evolving. I've got some other things down the pipe coming.
Got it. Okay. So that's the thing. You want your homepage to really, really express to people what you want right now. Period. End of story. And that changes. Like you said, the perfect word, we're always evolving. So like right now I'm doing a lot more commercial work. So I shifted. My new record came out last year. My homepage had the new record. It had the whole thing about the new record, but now my homepage is my commercial reel, because that's the thing that I'm actually working on right now. And all that took was 2 minutes to log in and then switch the order of the pages. That is my homepage. So to have that stuff set up, it's perfect that you're evolving. Like, that's great. So I also want to just quickly click on one of these other pages. So I'm clicking on the music page for those of you who are actually looking on your own computers. Of course, because I'm running Google Hangout and everything. So I see your image here. I would assume that I could click on it. So then there's like another really big image here. And then there's music. I have to scroll to get to the content. I would have liked to not have to scroll to get to the content. Then there's behind the scenes. That's cool. That's cool. Those are videos that are behind the scenes. So what's the video tab? Now I'm confused. The videos are on the music page, but then there's a video tab, which is fine. I'm a big fan of drop-down menus. Like if you had a music and then you had media. So if you had under media, like music videos, cover songs, behind the scenes, like there were some, you had a page for each, or you just had all the videos on one page, that would make sense for me. This looks great. Like there's a lot of different stuff here, and you can tell that this is a video page. Like this is what it says it is. But all of a sudden the branding changed. Your site is not the one we're going to talk about colors. We're going to talk about colors somewhere else, but just take note that this background was yellow. There were some blues. There are a lot of colors. Generally, you want to find a color that is your baby, like your color. And then you have your foundation colors. On the homepage, we already established that your foundation color is white. So now to be in this yellow, I'm like brought somewhere else. And it's not because it's a different project. It's not because it's, I mean, if there was a reason that it was a yellow instead of your foundation of white, I'd be like, okay, but it's video supporting your music. Okay, that's fine. Again, this is like, and then the video with the yellow behind it makes it just feel different. It's like, I feel like I departed from this branding. So last thing, we'll go to custom songs, because this is the thing that she wants most. If this is the thing you're working on most, I want this in the menu earlier.
Okay.
Or free track just showed up for me.
That was earlier today. I'm like, I
actually like that. I'm like,
something about that.
I'm a fan. Cool. So here's what I like about this. This green is the same color green when you click on one of the menu buttons up here. It's very, very different than the blue that's in the background of the music pages. But I get that is also now because you were branding that page to match your album, because I saw that blue. So I get it. I would pick one and just, or just continue with white. White is super clean. You do have a lot of good content here. And this is great. So custom songs. So here's the thing. I want a custom song. I'm sold. Why? Where do I get it? How do I tell you I want it? Oh, I have to book a consultation it's a lot of stuff to go through to get to you. So every one of these like sections, contact, maybe not everyone, but I want to see contact. Okay, there's contact up in the menu. So I have to this is a scrolling site, which means the menu disappears. Somewhere in the middle, you want to have, this is not a button. You want to have ability to contact. You want to make it so easy for people to do that thing that you are asking them to do, right? So the easier you can make that stuff happen, the more effective it's going to be. So awesome. Cool.
Can I ask you a question about that specifically? Because I've gone back and forth and I've kind of waffled. Like sometimes I have pricing on that page, sometimes I don't.
Sure.
I'm starting to feel now, after having gone through consultations with people, that it might be a good idea to have pricing on that page to pre-qualify people. What is your opinion about having a high ticket priced item on a page like that?
That's a great question. And for all of you people out there that are not selling a product, so we're often selling three things: a product, a service, or an experience. The people that are selling services have this problem the most. So we'll talk, products are like CDs, merch, experiences, or if you're fan funding, or if you're touring, live shows. Services are writing custom songs. If you're a composer, if you're a producer, if you're an engineer, if you are doing vocal sessions. So if you are providing a service, I get this question a lot. How do we let people know that we're not like $5 an hour, like that this costs something? So there's a couple ways you can do that. One way, instead of like having this cost $4,000, like on the site that people are learning and sort of getting familiar, and you're teasing them and you're pitching them the idea, what you could do is have a separate page that's hidden from the menu that has your price rates, or at least the range. Like songs range from 1,000 to 3,000, depending on a variety of factors or whatever. And that separate page you can actually link to on this main page where you're pitching all this stuff. So you can say, this is why you want to book a custom song. This is why you want to hire me. Here's all the testimonials. Here's all this great stuff. If you're curious about pricing, click here. So you have to make them do a little more work if they're that interested. so that's one way that I saw that handled pretty well. If you're someone who's like, I will, I'm happy to work within your budget, just shoot me an email with what you're thinking about. You can do that too. And like right off the bat, you can just have a reply that says that, no, I normally work in here. But does that answer your question?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Ashley, thank you so much for, having your head on the chopping block here and letting me dig in with your website.
You weren't too harsh, so thank you.
No, it's a really great start. That's the thing. Like, we're always evolving. I love that you put that word into here. And we are going to move on to Jody. So Jody, thanks for being here. You may want to unmute yourself for a hot second.
There we go.
Go. There you are. All right. Before you go on mute. Woo, because of the wait, I'm going to control your mute. Hold on. I got you. I got you, buddy. All right. There we go. All right. So I'm going to share Jody's site, and we are looking at yourjodybaby.com. So it's yourjodybaby.com. yourjodybaby.com. So for anyone that's looking separately and not, I'm going to share the screen, and then Jody, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Ashley, which is, what is the number one thing you want people to do when they land on your websites? But before you answer, let's just go to your website, and I'm going to guess what you want people to do most, and then we'll come back to you. So here is Jody's site. So it's black background. I like the white on black, and I get there's like this dark video. Like I get that there's some like weight to this. I haven't listened to anyone's music because I want to sort of get what your music is through your branding. So if I listen, it's kind of cheating, by the way. So I haven't listened to anyone's music, but I get that there's like, look at that picture. Look at that face there. I mean, there's some emotion right there. So I like the black here. I like that there's no red on the black. So this totally all works. And this is what we got. So at the top here, we've got Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube exclusives. So when I click on exclusives, I'm taken to a new page with sign up. There's some group stuff. It's like a whole new thing. It's a FanBridge based site. So I'm going to go back to Jody's site. So my guess, Jody, when I land on your website, is that you want me to get away from your website and go to all your social media. Is that accurate? And now I'm going to unmute you so you can answer that. Oh, wait, did you mute yourself? If you muted yourself, I can't unmute you. You got to unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I wish I had headphones. Yes, I want to send everyone to my social media. It's basically like a social media hub or so, as somebody told me.
Gotcha. Cool. All right. Yeah, your website, that's a really, really fantastic point. Your website is a social media hub, mostly because if social media disappears, then you still have your website, and you still have, email lists are the same thing. When you get someone's email, that is forever. That is not like MySpace. Like, it doesn't matter if they shut down, or Facebook or Snapchat or Twitter just folds. You still have all of the people, that you have brought to your website. That being said, once you bring people to your website, you don't want them to immediately leave your website. So one thing that I see that you're doing is you're using your website as kind of like a business card. Like, here's all the places you can connect with me out there. So, and you've got some great looking videos on the homepage. So my suggestion for you would to actually be to blow this out and make a website with, the music that you have a videos page, and it doesn't even need to be complicated. It can just be really simple. Like, one of the tabs at the top, if it's really, important for you to connect, maybe connect is the tab at the top. And then that goes to a page where you have a feed of your Instagram, and people can sort of see, oh yeah, I do want to follow him on Instagram. You can, you can do that. You can embed Instagram feeds. It's actually pretty easy. If you just Google embed Instagram feed. Bandzoogle also makes that super duper easy to embed Twitter feeds and others, so people can stay on your website and still see your social media stuff. right? That's kind of like the best of both worlds. Because when they're on your website, then you can sort of focus in what you want them to do. Is the main thing right now, are you trying to build a fan base? So do you want, the number one thing would be to have people sign up on your mailing list, because the second you have anything exciting, you can just email them. They don't have 10 tabs open. When they're on Facebook, they're scrolling, there's 900 ads, there's all sorts of stuff. When you send someone an email, like, yes, they might have other stuff going on, but they actually are focused for way more time than they are when they're on the internet. So those emails are gold. So if you're trying to build a fan base, maybe that's the thing that you want, is the fan bridge embedded on that web page, keeping people in the web page so that they're getting to know you, they're getting to feel your branding. Like, what I get from this is like there's emotion, there's poignancy, there's importance. There's also like a flowing thing, the way that your name is, the font. I really do love it. Like, I can see your brand, and but you go to all these other websites in the fan bridge, then it's all about their branding, right? The second you move away from your website, it's no longer your branding. You're then promoting Twitter's branding or Facebook's branding. Now everything's blue. So they're no longer in that experience of you. Right now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm in it. Like, I'm like, oh, I get it. It's dark and it's got the, like, then we go to Facebook. It's like, wait, Facebook, and it's like, that's the branding of Facebook. So that is my advice for you, for your website, is to just expand it just a little bit so that it is doing more for you in terms of letting fans experience your music more. And whether or not you just have video and connect, and like a little bit about you. Like, I was like looking, I had to do some searches to find out about you. Like, I want to hear your story and like what got you to doing music. And, so maybe just 3 simple tabs, like connecting and all your social media stuff on that page, videos, you already got that page built. And then, about, or story or something. If you're playing live, maybe you can expand it to a show's page, then there's room to expand. So that's what I got. That's what I got for you, Jody. I said Jovi because that A looks like an upside down V, and I was reading it like a V. Yeah.
Okay, so are you saying that the bar on top should I just remove that and just make that all just a connect page?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't have too many questions. You just basically, it's very simple. My page is really made to be very simple. Like, so when you go to it, just watch a video or you connect with me on the social media platforms. I do know I need to put a about, and yeah, because no one knows about me unless they click on one of those pages.
Yep. Yeah, no one knows about you unless you tell them about you. And you don't have to do that. That can be like part of the strategy, but make sure it is part of a strategy so it feels like it's deliberate. And I'm not saying now you need to make a super complicated page. Like, I get that this is simple. This is, I like that. And I think it's part of the branding. But when the first thing you see is all your social media, someone's going to land on your site and they're just going to leave right away. So I'm not saying you want to get rid of all the social media. I want to say just give people some options. So if they do want to get to know you, they can stay there. Right now I had no options. I'm like, oh, I guess I got to go back to Facebook. I was just there and I'm trying to avoid Facebook. Okay, here we go. That's all I'm saying is you can keep the simplicity and the way you've got it going, and have it still be you. So there you go. Awesome. Thank you for being on the chopping block. We are so in perfect time right now. This is fantastic. We are going to move on to Chuck of the band Signal 99. So we are looking at sig99band.com. So sig99, the number 9 band.com. So Chuck, thanks for being here. And let me go share your website before I even ask you what you're up to. All right, can you guys see that? Yes, give me a thumbs up, my little peeps down here. Okay, cool. Oh, so many thumbs. I love it. All right, so Signal 99. I was like, that's a freaky cool, look at that picture. I mean, I'm interested. So I'm here. I'm not interested in going anywhere else, which is good because I don't have options to go off the website. That's fine. First thing off the bat, music. I like seeing music up here. bio, event, store. This is sort of standard musician page in terms of what the tabs are. I like that they're very obvious. Some people, I've seen some websites, and I'll do a tangent for a quick second, where it's like, experience the essence. And I was like, what is that? It was their blog. And I'm like, no, say blog. Like, people don't want to have to guess what. So I like that this is all really clear. And going by what's here, and then going by the order of their menu. If I click on music, what is the thing that I'm going to see? Buy their CD. Okay. So now we're into buy the CD land. There's another CD. They've got a couple CDs out, which is kind of cool. So got it. So they're looking to sell the music. I'm wondering, what else are they have that's up? You know, this is a look, and I don't see it on the website. So I was like, all right, oh, there's a video when I scroll down on the homepage. Okay, this video is a scary header. So I'm like, okay, cool. That kind of goes along with the scary picture back here. So my question, and Chuck, you can just give me a thumbs up or thumbs down so you don't have to worry about the muter. Is the main thing that you guys are doing right now is selling your CDs? Is that the big goal? And if you're talking, you got to unmute yourself. That is the big goal. Okay, cool. Then we are online. Cool. So now I can talk about this site. I chose this site because there's a couple things here that we can tighten up in terms of your brand visually. So like I said, it's well organized. I get it. Like, I know what I'm getting when I come here. There are a couple things that confuse me. So I look at this picture. I love this photo. It's definitely says something. I can imagine what the music is like. Like, I get it. I would love to pull like a red or blue out of here and make that your brand color. Like, you know, I talked about on Ashley's page, there's a foundation color, like the white, or you could have a dark, you know, black here, or, you know, a dark burgundy, but then you have like a highlight color. Like, I bet if you pulled this color, and I'll talk about pulling colors in a second. There's a very cool website that you can take a screenshot of a picture of anything, and it will tell you the exact color code, so that you can go put that in to the website designer or whatever you're using. So I'm confused. So I see these blues and these reds, right? But then we've got this orange up here. This is pretty much impossible to read, the free album download. White is great. I like white's like a foundation color for you. We've got this bright blue on the orange here. And then when I click on a page, we've got this like teal color that comes out of nowhere. So there's a lot of colors, and then it makes me feel like either, this is what a lot of colors tell me, that there was something done sloppily, that not enough time, not enough money, or not enough expertise was put into it. And so you're sort of telling your viewers like, hey, I don't actually care about this. So then they're thinking, well, why would I buy your CD? So here's all these different colors. Oh, it turns teal there. So these colors are just, you know, I don't know where they came from. I don't know if they're connected to anything, an album. If they are, I really would just choose a blue and a burgundy and start working off those. And this is like super simple, small tweaks just to really tighten up your branding, so it looks really professional. When you go to a site and it's like clean as can be, it really tells something. It says, I put time into this, and I appreciate you for being here. I want this to be a good experience for you. And that translates to people coming to your shows and buying your CDs and hiring you to do, you know, engineering or composing or whatever it is that you do. So it really says something. And whether or not you were intentionally like not spending time or money and you actually think this looks amazing, I will tell you now that to have 5 different highlighted colors on your website is not amazing, which is fine. So that's just, these are small details that the more you can, you know, bring them into how you work with your website, the more professional it's going to look. And it's just going to send a really positive message, especially when you pull out the colors that are your brand. One other thing, as much as I love this photo on the homepage, it is a little distracting from your CDs, which is, if this is your number one thing, then you are going to want to have this white background be less transparent. Right now, it's pretty much see-through. You want it to be less see-through, essentially. Or you could change the background to the music page to be a black or a white or something like that. But I think I like that it scrolls. I like that the photos in the background. I just would like this text and all of these colors to pop. It seems like you figured out how to get your colors consistent. So now it's just finding the right colors and swapping them out. So there's no orange and blue or not that bright blue, but pulling a very cool blue from here. So the way to do that, I'm going to type in this website here. It's html-color-codes.info. It's this cool little website here, html-color-codes.info. I'm guessing Susan's typing that into the chat box because she's awesome like that. And the cool thing about here is you go to colors from image. You just click. It looks like this weird little website. If I was talking to them about branding, they'd get an earload. Don't worry. And we're going to go to Signal 99. We're going to go to the home page, and I'm basically going to take a screenshot. So I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to go Command-Shift-4 of this homepage here. So now that lives on my desktop, and I'm going to choose that file. I'm going to actually go to my desktop, choose that screenshot. There it is. And click on Show Image. There it is. So now when I mouse over any area, look at that. I click, ooh, this very cool color blue is actually in this photo. Or what about, there's like a dark red. There's a very cool sort of browny red there. Then it tells you this color code. You can copy and paste that. You write it down and you make put it somewhere safe on a sticky note, email it to yourself. This is your brand color. And you can pull any color, if you like the navy, you just choose. And then I like doing this from a photo. Even if you change your photo later, it doesn't matter. Then you have the brand color. So anyone that has a great photo, I think this is a really good way to start. If you're like, what are my brand colors? You sort of just know what's going to feel good. Find one or two. Usually I like to have a darker one. So I would maybe choose like a slightly darker red and maybe the lighter blue. Oh, that's actually cool too. So you can sort of figure that out. But I love that site, and it's a really cool site to play with when you're trying to find your brand patterns. So yeah, colors. That was my stuff for you, Chuck. Was that, do you have any, you got to unmute yourself if you want, but do you have any questions? Oh, 2 thumbs up. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right. So now we're going to move on to Scott. Scott Haskin. Haskin, am I saying that right?
You are.
Okay, cool. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Okay. So Scott, so we're looking at SCOTTHASKIN, scotthaskin.com is what we're looking at. So, and you sound great. There's no echo, so you can stay unmuted here. I'm going to swap over.
Good, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to swap over to your site here. And dun, 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 so everyone can see Scott's site. There's a lot of red. We get Mental Sauna 4 Worlds now available. Click here. Click here. Okay. Click there. Worlds. I get this. Scrolling. Quotes. Sauna. I have to say that it took me quite a while to figure out what Mental Sauna was. Quite a while. And I have no idea how to get back to that red homepage. So I'm going to click the back button. Oh, there's a home. Yep, I see that. It's not very obvious, but I see it. It is a home, literally a home. So let's go back to the homepage here. So first thing first, Scott Haskin, the artist, music, book, compositions, Mental Sauna guy. Like the word "the" there makes me want. So I like that there's a description. I sort of get the world of it. I chose this site because it's really clear you do a lot of different things. Like a lot of musicians I know, you wear several different hats. And this is one of many sites I saw that was a scrolling site that I would love it to be a tab site. So I can see right off the bat where all the different places I could go instead of having to scroll through your artist life, your book life, your compositions life, your Mental Sauna life to get to the music or to get, like, there's a lot of scrolling and it's hard to feel grounded and landed when you're on a scrolling page and you're looking for something. That being said, I don't know what these icons are. I know that those are music notes. This might be chat. Nope, it's a blog. When I hover over long enough, it tells me. Mental Sauna, still don't know what Mental Sauna is. Now I'm getting maybe it's a DJ project. That's obviously a book. I got that. So again, it's not, all this stuff, this isn't worded so well that I get it. Like maybe it's musician, author, composer, new age, artist. If it's new age, which I think I figured out it was from new age. So you want to have, when you have a description of yourself, whether this is on a business card or whether it's a tagline on a website like this, you want to have each thing be same with your tabs for your website. You want it to be all nouns or all verbs or all adjectives. You want it to be in the same. And you don't want to have in plural or singular. So right now we have the artist, noun, music, also noun, book, noun, compositions, plural noun, mental sauna, I have no idea. I mean, noun, but maybe thing. So that's one thing you do. I mean, okay, they're all nouns, but we want to get them to make sense a little bit, Right. So, and right there, you have the tabs for your website, artist, musician, author, composition, mental sauna. The other thing is if you have a lot of projects, in my MX4 course, I talk a lot about bins versus balls. Like if you ever were a tennis player and you walked around, picking up tennis balls, all the projects that you do, don't try to categorize them, just sort of list them all out. Like I teach piano lessons, I compose for jingles, I compose for this, I do voiceovers, like all the stuff that you do, different ways that you make income, things that you want to be doing that you're not doing yet, that's a ball. Then look at, okay, what are the common denominators? Let's get those into bins and try to get to 3 or 4 bins. Those bins end up becoming your calling cards, your tabs, your whatever you put behind your name or in your email signature. So one way to sort of get organized for yourself is to work backwards with literally all the stuff and then get it into small versus trying to squish the stuff that you do into create bins and then see if stuff falls into them. That might be one way to look at that. So let's go back to your website and then we'll keep going here. So we've got your red color. I don't want to talk too much about colors because I've already sort of hit that. I like this card. This is cool. It's like a little, so what I get, it's like a little geeky and it's a little, but it's also cool. And it kind of feels like what a new age DJ experimental composer person would sort of put as a little calling card. I like this a lot. The discography comes in here. So we see the different, the different albums. So we don't need to worry too much. I wish they all fit in a square and I wish they were not so pixelated, but that's just me wishing that. Then we get into mental sauna and I get that we've got new fonts here. By the way, we want 2 fonts. We want title fonts, so the heads of sections, and then we want the content fonts. We don't want it to be different sizes. So when I say the content font, I mean it's all the same size everywhere. Even right in this screenshot, right? We've got friends, and then we've got bolded, underlined, and then we've got it as courier kind of, and then we've got this kind of sans serif, and then we've got a totally different sans serif here, and then we've got all the different stuff from what I'm guessing are albums and the picture behind. There's just a lot of stuff. It took a while to process what's going on here. And I think all your content is here. You don't have to create any new content. It's just a matter of let's organize this better. I think it would actually take you a very, very short amount of time to start from scratch because you have all of this stuff. All you got to do is some copy and pasting into the Bandzoogle is drag and drop, copy and paste. It's got all the stuff laid out for you already. So I would suggest trying that out, maybe seeing what you can do in a half an hour and be like, oh yeah, I got this. I don't know, Suze, if you want to put that link in again, this is a deal that I have with Bandzoogle for anytime I do cool things like this. So it gives you a month free and then 15% off for the year. It's already priced pretty low compared to other website hosts. So it's a good deal. So that would be my suggestion for you. Like I said, you have great content and there's just so much of it. It's hard to navigate. So your site is a navigation conversation. Does that help? Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's been the biggest difficulty, is because I do such a varied thing. I mean, I do film scores, but then I also do books that are, some are related to music. I'm just about to release my first novel. It's in editing now. Then I have the What Happened in Vegas series. So there's 3 different types of books that I have out. Then there's the New Age music, which is the biggest thing, the Mental Sauna brand.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, then I've got film scores, and then other albums. I've, comedy album, rock album, that kind of stuff that I've done. I think I've got 23 or 24 albums out now. So it was really difficult to sort of, if you're interested in this type of thing, go here. If you're interested in that type of thing, go here, because it's so varied.
Yeah.
So do you?
Yeah, that's something I've struggled with too. Again, I'm a big fan of drop down menus. So if you have Mental Sauna and they have all the different records, people are fans, they can explore. Like, let people explore. If they are that interested, they'll explore. But if they can't find it in the first place or understand what they're looking at in the first place, they're just going to leave the site. So you're better off having it well organized and having a drop down menu. If you have multiple things in that one project, the 3 different series of books, you can have it as author, and then the 3 different books, like new release. And then also what's the thing that's like on the front and center right now, because you want to think about, okay, what do you want people to do when they land on your website? And you may have different people that are landing there. Maybe someone is a reader, maybe someone is a film director going to hire you for a composing score. I don't even know if I saw a reel anywhere, but reels are the number one thing you want. If your thing is to get booked as a composer, you want to have your reel representing the kind of jobs that you want. So anyone that's a composer out there, make sure that your reel is not showing all the things you can do, but the number one job you would want. So for me, my commercial reel, if you go watch it, the very first thing is a vocal and string and piano. That's my favorite type of commercial music to do. I can do it quickly. I'm a piano player. I love doing that kind of work. I've done hip hop and I've done jazz things. I hate doing jazz. I'm not good at it. It takes me forever. So there's no jazz on my reel. Like, I don't need to tell someone I can do all of this. People like to know their go-to guy for that kind of music, So some people think it's a sad fact that when you're a composer, you get pigeonholed into a certain type of writer, but it ends up being the reason you get called for gigs. So you just want to make sure that you are, get pigeonholed in the thing that you like doing. So that's what I would say to the composers about reels. Cool. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for the feedback. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So we're going to switch over for a hot second. We're going to get back to a couple more. We're going to switch back to, so I can tell you, this will end at 9:30. I will go on if you want for a little bit more to do a few more website reviews. We still have, I think we've got Patrick here. Or is Patrick here? I don't even, oh no, he's not good. Well, maybe he was here. So I'll do a couple more, and I know that people are posting in the chat room. So first, I just quickly want to offer you guys this because it's a timely, we're like March, whatever the day is, it's perfect timing. So I'm just going to switch right back to this because I need to tell you guys about this. So think about one of the reasons that we are thinking about websites is you want to think about where you are right now in your music career, and you want to think about where you want to be, because your website is a tool that can help you be there. It can help you attract the right fans. It can literally be the tool that sells your CDs, your music, yourself as a composer, because it hosts your reels and samples and things. So you have to be really clear on where it is you want to be going, not just like, let's just see what happens. And what we want to, so take a second. Where are you now? What do you have going on? What are the projects you're doing? What do you want to be doing? What's the ideal? Like, I hit you on the head with a magic wand. What is the perfect career? What does it look like? So the first thing is to look at what is missing. Like I said, your website is a reflection of your career. If it's not where you want, then your career probably isn't either. So we're looking at what's missing. Is it money, time, branding, fans, a plan? So just so you know, this is what I specialize in, finding out what's missing. And I want to just take 4 minutes and tell you about a way that we can close the gap together. And that is in this program, I've talked about it a little bit already, MX4, and it's the Marketing and Branding Money-Making Mentorship Mastermind. So I'm just going to run through a couple quick things about this. The next one starts next week, which is why I am telling you about this right now. So it starts on Monday. It's a 6-week online course, very similar to this, the way these guys have been with me. So we're talking, and a very strong mission. It is to ensure that musicians achieve unprecedented results in their careers in 6 weeks and create lasting habits that will allow for ongoing success. So that's the program here. Participants receive structured coaching in marketing their music, pitching and communicating their brand, implementing new techniques for finances, workflow structures for fulfillment, well-being, like everything. It covers everything. It is a course that I created because I wish it was out there. I've done it about 10 times, and there are tons of people that have gone through this course and loved it, and I'll tell you more about them in a second. So the course format is, it's a live interactive video class, and we meet for about an hour to an hour and a half for 6 weeks. And then you get a login website where every class is recorded for replay. You get homework assignments and handouts and all sorts of resources. You also have occasional interviews with music industry professionals, which is kind of cool, like CEO of Pledge Music and CD Baby and touring artists that are on the Billboard top chart. I've had Emmy-winning composers, and that's kind of cool. You get access to this whole back-end website for a year. So people who've taken the MX4 course say that their top benefits have been increased income in a very short amount of time. That's like the top benefit. They get a community of motivated musicians and a place to network. That networking is encouraged, like cross-promoting. We do a whole bunch of that stuff. They get confidence in their brand, how to talk about their music and how to pitch it. Some of that stuff we sort of touched on today. And an easy to implement social media strategy and a plan for your whole career, clear actions to take, plus tons and tons of insights and tips on what's going on in the music industry. I'm not going to go through all these next slides, but I'm going to tell you what each week is. The first week is goals. The second week is branding. The third week is all about pitching. The fourth week is fan engagement. Pardon how fast I'm doing this, but I just want to make sure we get to more websites. Fifth week is finances. We do a ton on finances and making sure that you are set up to be paid and that there's income coming in and how to manage it once you get it. And then structures. We create teams. We deal with overwhelm. We deal with writer's block. We schedule your year. We do all sorts of stuff there. So this course is for you if you are on this webinar. So we don't need to read this slide. There are a ton of different musicians that have done this course. And my favorite quote is, someone said, "This is the CrossFit of music marketing, money-making programs." Scott Tran said that, and he is a singer-songwriter violinist who took it a couple of courses ago. There are other courses out there that are really expensive. If you're going to even think about buying a website service to do your website, you're going to spend like $2,000 or $3,000 alone there. You may even spend money hiring a PR company. Those are like $3,000 or $4,000 a month. This is all stuff that you're going to be able to do that stuff on your own without taking up time away from what you're doing. It's the only program that's just for musicians. It's designed by a musician, and it's one-on-one time with a coach and guest experts. There's a private Facebook group. There's a money-back guarantee, which no one has taken me up on. Like, I am not interested in dealing with people's money issues. So that's there. Here's what you get. So you get the 6 week of accountability partners. That can be worth up to like 5 figures. You get a live video session with me every week. I normally am $270 an hour because I am a full-time musician. I don't want a coaching business. This course is how I do that. So when someone is like, "No, I really want one-on-one coaching," I'm like, "Okay, fine. It's $270 an hour." So that would be that much money. You get access to guest interviews. If you go to any conference, you're going to be paying over $500 just to sit in panels and listen to them, let alone connect with them. You get all the recording audio from each session, which means you can do this course over and over and over again. That's super valuable. And you get the private backend website with all these resources and downloads and all sorts of good stuff. And then there's a money back guarantee, which is priceless. So bottom line is this course is worth over $6,000. Don't worry, it's not $6,000. So the fact that you're here means that you're serious. And I only work with people who are serious about their future. That's it. I don't listen to their music. It's not about how good you are. I have really weird taste in music, so I don't listen to all the music, like I said. It is really, really, really important that you are investing in yourself, investing in your future because you're serious about it. So I have a not a procrastinator discount, NAP discount. And here's what the course is if you register today. It is $13.99. It's normally $601 more than that. You can also pay in 3 payments. The first payment is non-refundable. And all you need to do is hit the buttons below. They should be on that page. When you register, you'll get an email with a get going guide, so you can start before the course even starts, and access to your backend website, an agreement that tells you what you can expect from me, and you will add it to your calendar because it starts in a week. You'll also get access to the video course link. Yes, there's some bonus stuff. First off, you're going to get my course. If you sign up by Saturday noon, you'll get my e-course that is $67, and you'll get a private call with me before the course starts, and you'll also be highlighted on the course. So that's my e-course, call with me, first one to work with me. So really that's the promise, that's what I'm working towards, that this course is designed to fit in your life, not add work and stress to it. And that I promise that you will become unrecognizable to yourself in how you work at your career in 6 weeks. And like I said, there's 100% money back guarantee. So if you want to meet any of the graduates that have done this, there's a Facebook group. There's a really, really awesome community there. And basically this year you can have more money and fans and bragging rights and powerful communication skills and a team, and no more struggling. So, there are all these other costs, right? Like I was saying, I personally have spent over $100,000 on touring and recording. If I had this course, I am 1000% sure I would have only spent a fraction of that. No more struggling sounds really, really good to me. And more time, like instead of taking months, if not years to find my groove, like it's 6 weeks, you guys, like 6 weeks. So if you're thinking about getting a new keyboard for $2,000 or hiring a PR firm, like they'll be good investments, but MX4 is designed to work in your life so that there's an immediate payoff. So I will just answer some quick frequently asked questions. Can you get your money back if it's not for you? Yes. How much time should you put aside each week? Between 2 and 4 hours. I already released a bunch of records and toured. Is this for me? Absolutely. I haven't released a record yet. Is that okay? Absolutely. I'm not a performer. Is that okay? Absolutely. So again, you have until Saturday noon to sign up for $13.99, or if you want to pay in 3 parts, you can do that. And after that, the course is $2,000. And you have until midnight tonight to qualify for those 3 bonuses, like getting my e-course and the private call with me, and being highlighted in the course. The doors officially close 2 days before the course, blah, blah, blah. So if you sign up, you'll get an email outlining what's next. And that is the big picture. So thanks for letting me take a couple of minutes and talk about that. I will officially say that it's been an hour. I'm going to keep reviewing websites because I like doing it, and I promised I would. So make sure, by the way, you guys, Suze has been our awesome moderator on the chat. So thank her, and also check out her book, The Rockstar Life Planner, which I have, which I love. And it's like my Bible. If you need some help with calendar organization work, we do that in MX4. And this is one way to also do it. It's super awesome. Also, last thing, you can check out mx4course.com. And that is, there's a ton of testimonials. That's the website for the course if you want more information. Last thing, I've got a podcast. You guys can listen to that for free. So I think Suze will post that link as well. It's called Key Conversations, and it's sort of fun. So let's get back to, if you guys want to stick around, if anyone here wants to stick around, I have like a ton of websites that I'm ready to look at. So I'm going to go through, I will go another half an hour. And Suze, if you need to hop off because I promised you 9:30, that is totally good. And thank you. Woohoo. A round of internet. What's an internet round of applause? I know in the theater world, they like go like this. Round of applause for Suze. So thank you. Where are the sites? So you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to share some sites that I think are awesome really quickly. And in every awesome site, there's still stuff to do. So I'm going to go back to sharing this. So this is the band Loftan, the band, LOFTAN.com. And they are just the cutest. Like I get to this homepage and I love the black and white and then the bright yellow. Okay, so hold on. I'm not sharing anymore, am I? Hold on. Oh, you guys don't need to inundate Suze with websites because I have them up already. You needed to have tweeted at me in order to get your website reviewed. So unless I run out of time, and then I'll be super nice and do yours too. Okay, so you guys can see Lofton. Here they are. So I love the color, and it's a scrolling site, which is okay because it's pretty simple. They're a band, like one thing, right? They're not doing 900 things. And I got add their email address. That totally works. I'm guessing this is their Instagram. I wish that they had told me that. But yeah, no, I get it. It's cool, right? So it's a super simple, like, here's the stuff. They're a female singer-songwriter duo. Great. They're from Oregon and Germany. So it's like so clean, right? Bio. They want you to know about them. Music, photos. It's all very simple. Here's another one. April Ann. She just redid her website. Actually, this is a result of MX4. I love her show schedule. It is so clean. It's in order. I can click on the link on the map. I can see where it is. I can share it if I want to send it to a friend. This is way better than a Google Calendar. I can buy. Oh, I only like buying things on Amazon. Cool. I can go to Amazon. I would actually make the logos of those things versus the albums. But again, this is a scrolling site, but it's also, that's the new CD that just came out. So Unbroken. Then we click on singer-songwriter. Then we have a little bit more information about the singer-songwriter career as a whole, not just necessarily the new thing, the new project. And then she's also composer, teacher. So new project, that is the most important to her. That is front and center. I like that. And we've got her reel, a little bit of a composer, and then instrumental composer. So this is great, right? So here's the reel. This is what someone would want to watch. And if they're like, I want to hear more, then they have the ability to do that. Yeah, it's great. There are some homepage issues, I think. One was like the image went bananas when I first got here, but it's not doing it now, so I can't figure it. So that's April's site. It is clean. This is a good site for someone that's doing a lot of different things and has a new record out, and it is front and center. So Ted's site, I can tell Ted's site is a Bandzoogle site. They have really, really, really great templates for anyone who has a good photo. This photo is awesome. I mean, I want to call this a dulcimer, but I don't think it's a dulcimer. It's an awesome looking instrument by a river. I mean, come on, that's cool. Again, we've got a menu down here about shows, dulcimer store. I'm guessing that's a dulcimer. Look at me calling it right. Music and store, shows, house shows, or concerts, and about. We've got an electronic press kit and bio. So I'm guessing that this guy is a musician who also makes dulcimers. What do you think about that? Here's something great. It's a music player that doesn't play automatically, but it's here. I don't need to go anywhere to try to figure out what this sounds like. I can just click on it. That's cool. I'm down. All right, the Kwerks. Kwerks. I just love this branding. I've got some pastel colors. So look for us in the CBC Searchlight competition. This bright green bar is clearly off brand, and I think they're doing it on purpose. It's like, hey, we're normally like these cute pastels here, this pink and blue, but we're going off brand because we really want to draw your attention up here. So I don't love it, but I get it. And I also can get rid of it. Oh, so much better. So I love that. The unfortunate thing about this site is the second I start scrolling, it goes all bananas in terms of colors, and like, why is there all this space here? The tour, I like this tour calendar. It looks great. The menu on the top changed to this burgundy. I'm suddenly not in this brand anymore. So this is a color issue. Last one, Rachel White. She was so sweet. I wanted to review her site. This is just, I can tell that she is just like, I'm out here, I'm going to do my thing. I read her bio. I think she's like 19 or 20 or something like that. And it's just, you can listen, you can learn, or you can attend. I'm like, okay, I get it. She's like, just wants to connect with you. That's what I get from this. It's a very very sweet outreach here. Meet Rachel. She wants you to meet her. That's the first thing on her menu. She's like, listen to my story and then listen to my music. And then there's videos and lyrics and all that jazz. I love it when people embed their CDs from CD Baby or Bandcamp on my website. You can, why don't I show you my website, guys? On my songwriter website, I've embedded it from Bandcamp, and I've been able to, you can change the color of all those buttons. So you can actually brand it. So my colors here are this dark blue, which actually is the blue behind my new album. And then the highlighted colors are this teal. And look at this. Here are my 4 records. 1, 2, you can buy, and this is the teal. This is all embedded from Bandcamp. This is built on Bandzoogle, and you can notice that the title of the website is my name. And then anytime I embed anything, it automatically can find the titles and use the same font. That's just cool. That is just like very cool for branding, right? When you come to my homepage, like I told you guys, that my first thing right now is commercials, trying to get more composing gigs. So if I have fans, they'll see singer-songwriters here. There's a mailing list. The number one thing I want people to do is sign up for a mailing list, because I do a lot of different things. So it's always changing, and that's the best way to keep in touch with people. And then here's all my work for films, commercials. This is my own 30-second jingle. If you type in jingle composer in YouTube, this will come up. And then commercial work, comedy, trailer music. So this is my whole composing page. There you go. All right, so that's enough of that page. Let's go to some other people's websites. Let's see. All right, I'm going to go to the chat box. Let's see. Hold on, I got it. I've got like 9 things over here. Let's see. Jessie Ray, are you still here, Jessie Ray? So I will do IERAE. JESSIERAE. Okay. JESSIEREA, and then RAE. And then I think I've got a jazz band that we'll do next. So Jessie Ray. Screen share. All right, here we go. All right, Jessie Ray. It's a really cool photo. Look at that. I like it. Roots pop with a blues edge. Cool, funky folk music. Well, why are there 2 taglines? I'm confused now. Jessie Ray TM. You trademarked your name? I guess you can do that. That's cool. Cool. So on first, I like how this text is like bringing my eye over here. I don't know what that is, but that's cool. So my first impression here is there's too much. There's too many fonts. There's too many colors. So we've got your name. I got that. That's cool. That's embedded. That's your thing. It's like pretty impossible to read, but if someone's landed on your website, they pretty much have already figured out how to spell your name. So it's cool. It works. Home, our story, gigs, our story. Cool. So it's not just one person. So it's band. Cool. Gigs, videos, music, media, 2 free songs. Great. I'm assuming that is in exchange for an email. I am a big fan of giving something for an email, and emails are valuable. So of course you want something, people want something in return for giving you their email. So I gave a bundle of 4 songs when people sign up for my fan mailing list. So that's awesome. Scrolling down, I like that there's a mailing list here. Perfect. Let's just see if I'm right. I was assuming. Let's see what happens when you click sign up below. Perfect. I was right. And it's MailChimp. I love MailChimp. All right. Band members are down here. You know what? When you have an option, and I think at most times they do, I don't know what this logo is, but anytime you have the colors for these websites, you're taking away from your branding and supporting their branding. And I tell you, Facebook does not need help with their branding. They do not need help with their marketing. So anytime you have an option to make those black and white or gray and white, or whatever color to fit in with your website, they're just so bright, right? Like this is like a cool gray and white website. And then you come down here and it's like, wait, SoundCloud. So I always hate that. And it makes sense because oftentimes you don't have options. But yeah, if you can make these black and white, then they don't take away from your branding. So that's it. I mean, you've got great content. You've got all the basics here. So I would just go through and like really pull out some cool colors. What are the 2 colors that are your colors? I love this gray. I can see it in the mountains in the back here, but you've got yellow and white and 2 different colors, grays, and the 4th gray, and then the green and the yellow, like, and red and brown, and it's just like, blah. So it's a little too much. And it just pulls away from the professionalism. Okay, next one. This new Reformation band. This is a big jazz band. I think it's a big band. I'm not sure. This, to me, when I land on this homepage, it's a lot. There's a lot, right? Like we're like, whoa. But I get, they want people to come to their shows. This is my assumption based on the fact that Gigs is first in line. When you hover over, the font goes to black. You should change that to be readable, so someone doesn't have to move away to make sure, wait, am I on the Gigs page? Wait, yeah, I am. And also the homepage has announcing new gigs in a big purple color. Again, here, I'm going to say the same thing. I'm going to, too many colors, purple, white, red, yellow, different shades of red, different shades of colors. Just like find that hex code. Like, here's a red, and then here's another red, and 20,000 different sizes. It just looks messy, and it's hard to read. You don't want to have your people like that are actually taking the time to be on your website. You don't want them being like having a hard time. You want them to have a good experience. So make all this stuff readable. This is just a lot of like, your eye constantly has to adjust every time the font size changes. It like takes an extra second. So that's actually what's going on. So the new Reformation band, NRB, America's No All Time, NRB has done this stuff. NRB, blah, 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 search. Very rarely do you need a search box on your webpage. If your page is laid out well enough, people shouldn't need a search box. So this now, my first thought was like, oh, I should put my email in here to sign up for an email list. Oh, that's not it. But there is this little tag up here for sign up. I don't know what I'm signing up for, because that's all it says, but I'm assuming that's the email list. So we don't need the search box. I don't think we need all this stuff at the top plus a tagline. I would love to just have this logo be a little bit bigger. I do like the logo. I get it's bands and, jazz, Dixieland, ragtime kind of band by the logo. It's great. So let's let that shine. Right now you've cluttered it with all of this stuff, right? I'm kind of scared to go to another page, but let's go to Gigs. Just quickly. Okay, so we've got the logo for the Learning Center, which is where this is happening. Got it. Like all this stuff here. So yeah, it's time to find a website that you can host all your gigs from, whether that is Bands in Town, which you basically on your Facebook page, you can make a tab on your page, and then all you need to do is go to Facebook and just put in your gigs there, and then you embed it on your website, and wada bing, bada bang, it ends up being here. So this looks like a WordPress website. I would check out Bandzoogle and start from scratch to bring this into the 21st century. That's what I've got for this, guys. Let's see. I have Liji. I want to say this right. Liji. Here's the homepage for Liji, the music maker. I like all the white space. And I like that it's black and white. And then there's just these teeny little hints of pink. And I love it. And when you click on it or hover, it goes a little bit darker. It's very clean. I don't think we need this home here. I don't know if that's just like the template. I don't need to know this. And I don't think we need to tell people to go to the music player below. I get this is a Host Baby site. Yeah, Host Baby. Host Baby's okay. Fan-funded second album, The Music Maker. Cool. What happens when I click on there? This is Spotify playlist. You guys, you don't want Spotify playlists on your website. You cannot brand them. Look at this. It's all black and dark. Like, look, that's not on brand. That's not on brand. The other thing is people are not buying your music through Spotify. So if this Spotify playlist, like, you might as well, you should have either embed an iTunes playlist or do what I did, which is embed from Bandcamp, which is super simple. But embedding Spotify is not, if you want to be selling your music, which to me, this is what she wants, because look, after home, purchase music. Purchase music is the first thing after, well, there's shows and then home. That's funny. Home doesn't need to be in the menu, you guys. If you're name takes you back to the homepage. That's becoming like a sort of website standard. Like you can click on the logo or the name of the website and it takes you to homepage. So you can just get rid of home and then you have a little bit more real estate up there so the eye doesn't have to read so much. And then you can really focus in on, okay, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to buy a ticket to a show or purchase music? So if there's nothing on the shows page, this happens, right? We go on tour, we're not on tour. We go on tour, we're not. If you're not going to list all the past shows that you have, which can be impressive, and some people like to see that, that's fine. But hide this page until you've got something on here, because this just looks like it hasn't been updated, right? It's just not quite as professional. So we're going to hide shows, hide home. Then we're left with, ooh, what's first? Purchase music. That is now the thing that we're looking to do. All right. So it looks like you're selling your album by yourself. So you're going to have to mail that out. I would definitely look into TuneCore or CD Baby to distribute your album so you do not have to manage this if this is actually what's happening. There you go. All right. Let me see. There was another one that I got on the I am Rachel Messer. Let's try that. I am Rachel Messer. Are you still here? Nope, I typed that in wrong. I am Rachel. I think I might have, I put OAEL. I am RACHELMESSER.com. I get that? Let's see. Oh, look how pretty you are. Very clean. I love it. It's a great photo. So photo templates are fantastic if you have a good photo, which means it is not pixelated. It is not looking stretched out. It was most likely taken by a professional and it looks like it was intentional. So this is great. Black and white is very classy. We've got this very soft blue gray. And look, her logos for her Facebook and all that jazz are on brand. So wonderful. If you are a single singer-songwriter person, I hate it seeing our. Are you a band? Join my. It's about you, right? Again, you can get rid of the word home because look at this. Your name is going to take me right back to the homepage. You just want people to get to know you. Is that what's most important? Is that why about is first? Because if it's not, what's really important to you? Because are there two of you? Wow. No, that's just a cool photo. I thought you were twins. So what is most important to you right now? Oh, we have a CD to download. Cool. So maybe this is first. Or if you've got shows, if you're on tour, that's going to be, that might be the first thing. If you have fantastic photos, you just did a photo shoot, like maybe we need to look at some photos. You've got some great photos. So maybe photos is first, or maybe you just have good media. Store, let's see what's in the store. So you do have merchandise. That's awesome. So sometimes people have a music page that has all their CDs to sell, and then they have a store page which has all their CDs to sell. I do not like redundancy. I don't like people having to guess and then be disappointed when they land there. So when I go to a store and there's actual merchandise, I always get very excited. Contact. Everyone should have a contact page. Wunderbar. Press kit. Great. Press kits are great if you are about to do some tours and people need to come and grab photos and you just want to know some quick stuff, and it's a good one-stop shop. So this is a great site. Tiny little things to tighten it up, but nice work there. And I got your 3 colors, brand right there. Nice job. All right, I should look at the chat. Hold on, I'm gonna stop recording. You guys are still here. There's still people on this webinar. It's amazing. My basset hound is probably freaking out downstairs because I told him I'd be done by now. Very quickly, I'm going to go to the chat and just see if there's anyone else's webinar because I haven't been watching. Suze was sending me the links to you guys. So webinar. Okay. And I will do 7 more minutes worth of stuff. Oh, thank you from Rachel. Awesome. Okay. I see some questions here. So yeah, I can do questions too. Questions are fun. What would you suggest, having a website with your own domain name or using template sites such as Wix or Bandzoogle? Oh, do not use their name. So when you get to Bandzoogle or Wix or anything, through Bandzoogle, you can actually get your own domain, like your own name. Bandzoogle will host that. They make it super easy. If you already have a website with your name, Bandzoogle makes it super, super, super easy to go pull that website. So when you first sign up, you'll get it will be like bandzoogle.yourname.com. And then you connect it to the domain. So then when you type in yourname.com, you don't ever see Bandzoogle up there. You don't want to know who the host is, ideally. You don't want to see their branding at the bottom, hosted by. Get rid of that stuff. You definitely pay for it. I don't want to see the, free site from Wix. Like, so I hope that answers that. I cannot see more of the scrolling thing. All right. So I think, let's see, if there's anyone else that wants to post their website in here, I will do it in the next 6 minutes. If not, I'm going to say thank you. You're still here, John Kyle. All right, John Kyle, you're the last guy. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, John Kyle. So psyched you're here. All right, let me switch to my screen share. So we're looking at johnkyle.com. Everyone just saw that in the chat box. And here we go. All right, so I happen to have worked with John in the past, so I know what his music is like. And the black and the dark is totally on brand. So that's great. So I like this. You got this right here. We've got a green up here, but then it looks like it's teal down here. I would love for those to be the same. I like this font, the name, your name font. It looks like it changes here. So I would get that consistent. Yeah. The moon is distracting. I get that. Okay. So this is they do like weird overlays on some of these things. So there's like a photo and then there's a scrolling thing, but it messes up. The moon messes that up a little bit. I don't love it, but it's cool. I'd work with that. I don't know if we need no upcoming concerts or festivals. Do we need this stuff? Do we need this live page here? I don't know what that is. Become my patron on Patreon. Yep, that is something we actually didn't talk about, is no one is doing Patreon. And I meant to tell you guys to absolutely get on Patreon, and I have a link that I'll type in for you guys. We talk about Patreon a lot in MX4, and how to launch a crowdfunding, every single person whose website I looked at, everyone is creating content consistently. So Patreon is like an awesome site to use to crowdfund that and to get support consistently. It's a really cool site. I'm gonna post a link in a second here, after we take a quick look at John. So John, get the colors and the bold and the fonts straight, because that will just tighten it up right there. And that homepage scrolling stuff, that's a mess. So figure that out. But I love this font. I think this is super cool. And I know, the green reads really well. Like, this is great. I like that there's a contact at the bottom. Download an exclusive fan bundle free. Like, that's cool. Like, I'm down. This is all great. So number one thing you want right now is for people to listen to your songs or for people to buy them. So right now, this looks like it's a lot of clicks to get to one song. So I'm not sure why these aren't embedded, together. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to do when I get to your website. That's the thing. So I think you can, it's reflecting a little bit in the order of your menu: songs, story, shows, fans. And if you don't have shows coming up, then you want to definitely hide that page from hide that from the menu, just temporarily. Don't delete the page, just hide it. It just is taking up real estate. And if someone clicks on that, they're spending more time clicking on something that doesn't have any value for them if you don't have any shows there. So I would just figure out what exactly you want people to do. Do you want them to buy the CD? Do you have like a cause that you want to send them to? It's a lot of clicks to get to that. So see what you can do to get it all on the same page here is what I would suggest. So that being said, with 2 minutes left, I'm going to type in this this thing for you. Hold on. It's to check out Patreon, but it's another affiliate deal thing because I have deals with everybody. I'm just like a deal whore. Okay. Patreon K-Gob. Hi, Carolyn. I know you're here. And Megan Morrison Music. You guys are here and you're yeah, I'm gonna call it though because we're running out of time. I hope that was valuable. You're gonna get an email tomorrow with the replay, so you can watch this again or just find the points where I wasn't dealing with technical issues in the beginning. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate that. I hope that anyone on the East Coast isn't buried in snow like I am. And I'm definitely going to be doing this again. I'm doing it on April 4th. You can only submit through Reverb Nation to be featured. But I love doing this. And the MX4 course starts on Monday. So I want you in it. If you have any questions, like email me. It's a game changer. If you're even think that it sounds like a fit for you, it probably is. So don't go to that battle that you do. Is it worth it or not? Just like get in touch with me and let's work it out because that's what I'm committed to. It's something that I wish I had 10 years ago when I started all this stuff. So I'm committed to you getting to that place that makes you really excited about your career. Your websites are just one tool to do. And so we spent a whole hour and a half on just talking about websites and branding, but there's so much more to it, like putting a strategy in place and really being clear on what you want. So I love helping people do that. So we will absolutely do that. So again, I'm going to type this in, check out mx4course.com. The early bird prices are up there. And then you get bonus deals if you sign up before midnight tonight, Eastern Standard Time. And the early bird pricing goes until Saturday. So that's everything. Thank you guys so much for your time and for your listening. And it's been really fun to be here. And again, check out Suze because she's the rock star advocate and she's a big proponent for musicians as well. And she was the host of the chat. So I really appreciate her time. All right, you guys have a fantastic rest of your week. And I will hopefully see you at MX4.